Have you ever noticed something weird? Two people can say the exact same words, but one of them inspires everyone, earns respect, and makes people follow them, and the other gets ignored, misunderstood, or even disliked. Here's the truth. Leadership is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the clearest communicator in the room. And in today's video, I'm going to summarize one of the most practical leadership books ever, Communication Skills for Effective Leadership. And I'll show you the exact communication habits that turn an average manager into a real leader. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you love book summaries that actually change the way you think and act, make sure to subscribe now because we post powerful summaries that help you grow smarter, stronger, and more successful every week. All right, let's start. 1. Why communication is the real power of leaders. The book starts with a very important point. A leader is not just someone with a job title. A leader is someone who influences people, and influence comes from communication. The book even mentions historical and modern leaders like Julius Caesar, Napoleon, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, and Warren Buffett, and says something very interesting. They all had different personalities, but they shared one key skill. They were effective communicators. They could deliver a message so strongly that people believed in the mission. So if you want to lead, you must master communication, not only what you say, but how, when, and to whom you say it. 2. Rule number 1. Know your audience. This is one of the strongest lessons in the entire book. You can't communicate effectively if you don't understand who you're talking to, because as a leader, in one single day, you may speak to staff, shareholders, customers, partners, vendors, and even visitors like children touring the facility. And the book gives a simple example. You wouldn't discuss Q4 sales numbers with children, and you wouldn't discuss internal staff evaluations with customers. So the first leadership communication skill is adjust your message to the audience. Not changing the truth, but changing the style and details to fit who's listening. 3. Timing is everything. The book then says something leaders often ignore. Even a good message can fail if the timing is wrong. And the best example is bad news. If a company is going through a downturn and layoffs are coming, many leaders avoid speaking. They delay, they hide, they hope it magically disappears. But the book says avoiding communication makes the problem worse. A strong leader communicates early, clearly, and responsibly. Because when people don't get information, they create their own story, usually the worst one. So communication is basically leading by example. 4. Style matters. How you say it changes everything. Now here's a powerful part. The book explains that communication isn't only about facts. It's about tone, clarity, empathy, structure. For example, layoffs. You can announce it in a cold way like, some people are being laid off. That's it. Or you can lead like a real human. Explain why. Explain what happens next. Allow questions. Show appreciation. Treat people with dignity. Because silence can also be communication. The book even says sometimes not saying anything creates resentment. And here's a key leadership lesson. People don't only remember what happened, they remember how you made them feel. 5. Listening, the skill that makes people trust you. Many people think leadership is all about speaking confidently, but the book makes it clear. Great leaders listen as much as they speak. Listening shows empathy, respect, maturity, and emotional intelligence, and it helps leaders understand mistakes, learn new ideas, find innovations, and build loyalty. The book says, don't assume you already know everything. Instead, ask questions, listen carefully, repeat the essence of what you heard, and confirm understanding. Because when people feel heard, they become committed. 6. Never assume, confirm everything. This part is very practical. The book warns leaders about a common problem. People misunderstand instructions, and misunderstandings create missed deadlines, wrong tasks, wasted money, conflict. So the book recommends a leadership habit: confirm important things in writing. After a phone call or meeting, send an email summary: key points, action steps, deadlines, responsibilities. This creates what the book calls a paper trail, and it protects the business and protects you as a leader. 7. Verbal communication, body language and tone. Now the book moves into verbal communication. It says, yes, words matter, but also body language. Your body can sabotage your message. Example, if you're speaking with arms crossed, avoiding eye contact, people will think you're defensive, angry, not interested, closed off. Instead, the book recommends relaxed posture, natural stance, eye contact, calm stillness, nod while listening. Tone of voice. Tone can change meaning completely. Thanks for joining us can be polite or sarcastic depending on the tone. So leaders must train their voice: calm, confident, respectful, and clear, because your tone often becomes the real message. 8. Meetings and presentations, leaders must be organized. This section is extremely important for anyone in business. The book says a leader will eventually have to host meetings, lead discussions, and give presentations, and meetings can either build trust and progress or destroy your reputation. So the book recommends have a clear agenda, avoid useless meetings, end with action steps, follow up quickly. And about presentations, it says something powerful. Today, businesses live and die by their decks, so learn to present in a way that informs, persuades, keeps attention, and avoids boredom. 10. Phone communication. Don't leave room for confusion. Phone calls can be fast, but the book warns they can also create confusion. So the book recommends plan your talking points, be clear from the start, check off points one by one, take notes, and send a follow-up email after the call. This makes sure everyone is aligned. 11. Written communication, the hidden leadership superpower. Now the final part. The book says when it comes to business, there is no substitute for writing. Leaders must write emails, reports, proposals, job descriptions, press releases, business plans, presentations. And the book gives 3 key rules. Remember, keep it clear and concise. No fancy words, no dictionary writing, just clarity. Remember, use short paragraphs. Short paragraphs are more powerful and easier to read. Remember, proofread everything. A leader who sends messy writing loses credibility. Final summary: the leadership communication formula. So let's summarize the core message of the book in one powerful idea. Highlight communication is leadership. If you master communication, you will inspire people, reduce conflict, build trust, lead change, handle crises, grow faster than others. And the book gives you the full roadmap. Know your audience, choose the right timing, use the right style, listen deeply, confirm in writing, master tone and body language, run effective meetings, become strong in written communication. If you enjoyed this summary and want more book breakdowns like this, subscribe to the channel now, because we're building a community of people who want to grow smarter, stronger, and more successful every week. And don't forget, the link to the book is in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.